Hello, my beautiful survivors. How are you? This is Karina from Stroke Surviving the Odds, the podcast. The mission of the show is really to help you move forward past the events of the stroke. Regain your life, regain your confidence, regain everything you might have lost with the stroke. I want to remind you that on audio podcast, we are on Spotify, Apple, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. Make sure you like, follow, and download. That way you can listen to the show as you are rehabilitating yourself. On video podcast, I have amazing guests once a week. We spend time, we have coffee, we chit chat. We're having a nice conversation. And this is what's going to be happening today with Erin Evans. Thank you for
Hi,
being here,
everyone.
Erin.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the invite. I
So,
really enjoy the podcast. So,
thank you. Thank you very much. So, you want to tell us a little bit? Who was Erin before the stroke?
sure. So I was born and raised right outside of Washington, D.C. Um, I went to school for psychology and social work, and I was a social worker working in a housing program. And then I went into something a little different. It's called peer support. Like you mentor people
Yes.
who also have mental health issues or different kind of issues actually. So that's kind of what I was doing right before the stroke. Um, so the stroke happened, let's see, it was January 19th, 2024.
Yes.
Um, yeah, so a little over 2 years.
And do you know what type of stroke you had?
I don't. I just remember waking up from a nap and not being able to move. And then, going to the hospital and yeah, it was just a whirlwind of um, you know,
Emotions. Were you scared?
I was very scared. I lived alone at the time and, I had a little dog and I when the paramedics came, they the dog, was free and so she was trying to protect me from them. So it took some time for them to get the leash and the leash on her and then to
She
go.
was fighting. She was protecting you.
Yeah, she was. She didn't know what was going on. She wasn't the friendliest dog. So, but she wanted to protect me. Um, but once I got to the hospital, I don't remember too much. Um, yeah, I spent about a week in the hospital and then acute rehab. I do remember. Um, I had a lot of It was actually really good. I got a lot of gains back. I got a lot of motion back before even going home. Um, I had a friend come and visit, a couple of friends come and visit, but it was very lonely in the hospital. I spent a lot of time alone.
Okay. Hmm. Wow. Um, so what happened next? So you woke up, you went back to the house after a few weeks.
I did. Um, Trying to get support in the house was very difficult. Um, I had a little bit of support. I had a woman, an aide, come a couple times a week,
Okay.
but that was pretty much it. Um, I had some friends and, work was understanding for a while, but then I had to stop working. So there was so much fatigue
How
and,
did that go over, Erin? How did that go over with the bosses that you needed time off? And how did it go with you?
well, they weren't happy. They were understanding for a couple of weeks. But the longer it dragged out, they were like, they just weren't happy. I did have a great team. And so, they kept working, things kept going without me. So I had a guy, he really helped. he kind of took over. He had my job after I left. Um,
I
so
have a
it was
question. I'm writing it down now so I don't forget, okay? I'm also
okay.
a stroke survivor with stroke brain sometimes, right? You said
Yeah.
something very interesting before, Erin. You said that you were a psychology major and you were a social worker. How? So I'm curious, how did that play? So now you had the stroke, you're at home, you're getting into your recovery and your rehabilitation. Has your has training influenced your healing?
I think so. I'm a little more resourceful. People say I'm my best case manager because I mean I've been familiar with this like the like social work
Yes.
programs in the county, so I already knew a lot of them. So it was easier to get into some programs.
Okay.
The hardest program, it's called the Medicaid waiver.
Okay.
Um, it would allow me to have an aide 8 hours a week, 8 hours a day, every day.
Wow.
Um, but it's very hard to get to.
Okay. Okay. So they'll give you the resource, but it's very hard to get. Okay. You're from
Yeah.
Virginia, somewhere in the suburbs of Virginia, right?
Yep. Yep. I'm in Arlington
Okay,
County.
okay. It's
Um,
so funny
it,
because I'm in Canada and you're in the States and you're using the word county and we don't use that over here, right? But
yeah.
okay,
So it's like the local
the local,
government.
yeah, yeah, I get it, I get it, I
Yeah.
get it. Of course, of course, of course. But you want to hear something funny? I too wanted to be in my younger years a social worker. Okay,
Oh, okay.
and I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, but because you were a social worker and you work in that field, if you will, you're a very caring person and a very, I know you personally. I've gotten to know you over the years. We've done some work together. You look fantastic, by the way. And so was it hard for you to be the caregiver, emotional caregiver of other people before? And now that you've had the stroke, you needed to be, just to make sure you're okay. You needed to be supported.
Yeah, and that was kind of the hard part, asking for help after the stroke. Because, I'm just so used to being on my own and doing it myself and taking care of other people. Um, but it was hard at first to ask for help, to reach
What made
out.
you ask for help, whether from me or from other people? What inside of you? Because why I'm asking these questions, Erin, is because you know the show. The show is all about making people aware and making people, the audience, aware and think. And I love how you said you were resourceful and you learned in your rehabilitation that you had that resource, that you adapted. From what I'm hearing, you've adapted, and a lot of people have a hard time with that. So
You know,
what?
I think I came to the realization probably pretty quickly that I needed other people for support, like that I just couldn't do
Can't do
it
it all.
myself.
Oh wow.
No,
Ah, yeah.
I know that's so hard to
Guys,
admit.
listen to what Erin just said, guys. Listen to what she just said. Okay, that's very powerful in itself what you said, Erin. That's amazing. And now it's been a couple of years. You're going into your second year. I know that I'm not going to get into it, but the years have been trying for you. They've been difficult. How has
Yeah.
how has being a stroke survivor and going through different other griefs, because being a stroke survivor is a grief in itself. Would you agree?
I do. And, I started that grief process not realizing it was grief. Like, uh, at first, I really wanted to go back to who I was and doing all the activities that I was. but like I didn't have the energy. You know, my mind was, all over the place, so it was hard to focus.
Mm-hmm. Wow. It was hard to focus throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And tell us
that's
about
still
your
the
little
something.
support dog. For people that might need an emotional support dog or a big dog to go around, I think that's a very important thing to talk about. Briefly,
Oh yeah.
how
I
did
mean,
you
that's
go
the
about
reason I
it?
get up in the morning is take care of the dog. Um, they're a great support. They provide unconditional love. Um,
Would you recommend people to at least go ahead and apply for an emotional support or a bigger dog to help mobility?
yeah, I do. It is a long process and takes a while, but
Okay.
it's definitely worth it.
What I'm
Um,
hearing is that everything takes a while, right? Isn't
yeah,
it
I mean,
weird? Fucked up, man.
it does take. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, it should be a lot easier than it is,
It
but
should be.
that's just not how the world works. So,
How has the fact that now you were a super caregiver and independent before, you had the stroke, you realize you use your resources, but you realize you need help. How is your confidence?
you know, I didn't have much. I didn't trust myself. Like I didn't trust my body to keep going. Um, it was hard. That's still I'm kind of building trust with myself. And things I can do.
When you talk about self-trust, because what I'm hearing is self-trust for you is something a lot of people are doubting themselves, right? So you're not
Yeah.
alone, and they're not alone. What is your thought process? Let's be proactive. Let's help these people, if it's okay. What is
Okay.
your
Yeah.
thought process when you're really down, but you need to make yourself do it? What's your
You
thought process?
know, you know, there's this saying, just putting one foot in front of the other and taking one day at a time. But sometimes taking even one day at a time is too much. So, just taking 1 second and get to the next second and then like just keep going. Like I know it gets hard, and you want to give up, but there's a lot of support out there. And online, even if you're isolated, there are local groups that meet, support groups.
Love
Um,
it.
yeah, so it's just, really putting one foot in front of the other and things will come together. It
So,
just, I think it takes time,
so what
which,
you're saying
you
is
know,
is to be patient, to try,
right.
right? To try because things don't
Yes.
happen magically,
No, they
and to
don't. And
allow yourself the space to make mistakes, right?
oh yeah, and like not every support group is for everyone. Like, you might not get along with the other people in the group, but just keep looking because you will find people that do understand.
I
Um,
love that. That's very
yeah,
good advice to our fellow stroke survivors, Erin. That's great. To just go and look and it's funny you're talking like you're saying exactly what I said in the post this week. That there's so many free resources out there. There's forums galore on Google. Just look stroke forum and you'll have talks. I'm part of
oh,
30 support groups on Facebook to get to know people and know stories and I love to know the life after stroke. By the way,
right.
I'm
Yeah.
starting a new hashtag. So you're
What
welcome
is
to
it?
join hashtag life after stroke.
Yeah. Yeah. So like Facebook has been, a lot of people like, oh, they're getting rid of social media and I don't want to do it. But like for me, it's been very almost inspirational to like read about and talk to other people that have been through it
I
too.
agree. Let me ask you, I love this is a different type of conversations that we've had. Wow, I love it. Erin, I'm serious, I love it. Yes, and there's so many people that are inspirational and they're hiding still, guys. Why are you hiding from us? Some like I did a post and the answers I got were completely different than what I've heard in the past and so uplifting. I was uplifted myself to hear that. So why are you guys hiding? Please show yourselves. Show
You know,
yourself.
I think it takes confidence to like post and everything. And, at first you're a little scared because you're not sure people will understand. Um, but it's almost just taking a chance, like on yourself, on the group, you know.
That's building confidence, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Doing the thing that you're most afraid of.
Yeah. And,
The only way, yeah.
it's just taking a chance, doing one little thing, maybe posting or commenting on someone's post. But it all helps. Even the little just, keep going message.
Absolutely. Even if you just click an emoji, it's that you're
Right.
participating. You're participating in a collective rehabilitation and community. And you might be someone else's sunshine, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you never know. Just little comments or even emojis help people. I mean, they helped me, you know, when I post and everything.
Are you confident posting? I've
I
seen
am
a
now.
couple more now. Lately, I have seen a couple more.
Yeah. Sometimes because this is the first time for me. Like, I mean, this is the first time for everyone. I mean, that we're have a stroke.
Hmm.
A lot of people have more, but you don't expect it. It comes out of nowhere, and you have to learn the new life. You have to, kind of put pieces back together or find new pieces. Um, you sometimes you don't even look for them, and they just kind of pop up out of nowhere.
It goes to say you have all the resources we have all the resources we need. They just pop up and sometimes you just, whoa, what's this?
Yeah, I think everyone is capable, like in themselves. They have the resources in themselves to do it. It's just, it takes confidence in yourself and trusting yourself.
What if other people don't have confidence? But you're building your own confidence, but other people don't think you're confident enough or think you're capable enough. Aha, that
Yeah.
listeners, listen to what Erin is saying right now. What she's going to answer to the question. What do you do in that case?
You know, I think it just takes time and it takes just one little effort. Um, because we're all capable. We all have it in us to keep going. And it's
Mhm.
just I think you learn as you go along. Some people it takes a while, but that's okay. I mean, there's no hurry, there's no rush to do anything. It's all on your pace and your time.
Do you feel that you were supported during your right now since the stroke? Did you feel?
Oh, yeah. It took a while to find the support. I felt alone for a long time, but I finally have a support system that helps and that I go to often and you know um yeah.
What about the people we surround ourselves, the people you surround yourself with? Were they people that motivated you to get better? Because so many people out there have hard people around them. So that's where the confidence comes from. Like you said, now you have a great support system. You know that you see all the time. Has it always been like that?
No, it hasn't. You know, there were, you know, kind of after the stroke, you kind of lose friends sometimes, and the people that you thought were friends kind of drop off, um, because it's intense after a stroke, and not everyone, can support you after it. It might be too much for them, but you will find people that it's not too much for. Um, Recently I started dating. Well, it's been almost a year, and I wasn't looking for it either. It just kind of fell into place, and it's been a great support. She pushes me to do things that I don't think I would do necessarily on my own, but I do them now.
Nice. You're giving a lot of hope to, there's been a lot of posts going around of people asking after stroke how to date, are you dating and whatnot. So you're giving a lot of hope to people right now. So I think I'm going to make
Yeah.
myself a special, short. I love what you just said now. You're dating.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people question, like, should I tell them? And, what do I say to people that I'm trying, like, that I want to date? And, I find that, like, I was very honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as soon as we started talking, I was like, I know this is going to be a lot for maybe like the first week, but like, this is what happened to me. And this is kind of what I deal with now. Um, you know,
That takes a lot of confidence and a lot of self-awareness to say what you just said to your person you're about to date.
right. Yeah, it does. Um, but, if you just put one foot in front of the other.
Were you
And
scared to tell her?
oh, absolutely.
What
It
was going
was.
through your mind?
I was like I didn't want to scare people off. Like, you worry about scaring people off about, being too much. But I found that if you do that in the beginning, it doesn't scare them off.
Rip the Band-Aid and get it over with.
Right.
And give
And just
them the choice. You stay or you go. What do you want to do? Pick one.
Right. And you might talk for a little while after that, and maybe it doesn't go anywhere, but you did it. So you'll find, I mean, I do believe there's someone out there for everyone, and I think the universe will bring them in your life in some way or shape or form eventually.
You're very empowering today, Erin. You're very empowering, really. I haven't seen you in a little bit. And guys, like I can tell you, Erin is really stepping into her own and finding herself again.
Yeah. I mean, it just takes time.
Yeah. You want to hear something funny? When I was in the hospital and when I went back home, and people would tell me, in the hospital I was corked, and at home I couldn't talk much, which is the contrary. Now I don't shut up, right? And seriously, people that would tell me, okay, be patient, give time, and I'm thinking, you take fucking time. I was going nuts, but you are so right. It takes time.
Yeah.
And when people told you that at the beginning, what would you think when they would tell you, take it?
I would get angry. I mean, I still do. When people tell me to be patient, I'm like, I don't want to be patient. I just, want to do this or that right now. It just takes practice.
Oh, practice.
Yeah, it takes practice to be patient. And yeah, I mean, it's something I still struggle with. a lot. Like I want to do certain things now, even though like I can't, but you know, hopeful maybe I'll get there someday. So,
What's your what's your most recent win? Something
hmm.
you've been working towards doing and finally you're doing it.
Well, it's kind of living on my own and handling life. For a while, I was living with my parents, and they kind of did everything. Like they took care of meals, like made sure the house was stocked with stuff. But now that's kind of just on me. Um, I wasn't really asking for it; it just kind of got pushed onto me. So still trying to learn, basic maintenance stuff that you need to do, and grocery shopping is hard. I struggle with going to the grocery store. So, trying to find stuff online that you can get delivered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Um but yeah, and like finances, like paying bills, paying things on time. That's sometimes struggle because you forget, if it's not written down or not on auto pay, like you just forget. Um,
About finances, can you tell the listeners and the audience maybe a strategy that you're using to make sure that everything is paid?
well, I put everything on auto pay
Okay.
because because otherwise, um, yeah, like a couple months ago, I wasn't getting notices from the cable company, but I kept forgetting to pay it. And then I got a disconnect. I got like a disconnection.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, wait. Well, actually, what happened was I turned on the TV and I couldn't. It didn't like there was nothing there, so I like went online to try to figure it out, and then it was like, oh, you haven't paid in 3 months. So
Oops. Oopsie. Oopsie.
yeah, I mean it happens. So I just put everything on auto pay.
That's very good advice. Yes.
Yeah, because I mean it's hard to keep track of all the utilities and like cable, Wi-Fi, phone. I mean it's hard. I mean, unless you like write it out, like everything that needs to be paid and when, and keep it like I don't know, like on the wall on the refrigerator so that you remember.
Mhm.
Otherwise I don't trust my memory. I mean, that's one thing I don't trust is my memory. So I write everything down or I tell someone immediately that will remember.
That is, you have something very calm about you, and I always, now I feel differently because I'm interviewing, but I'm listening, and there's always something so calming and soothing about you. I honestly see that you are radiating positivity now. Your
Yeah,
confidence has gone up. I can tell you this.
it
Life
has.
changed.
It did. And you know, it changed drastically. And at first I wasn't prepared for it, but it's just I just take it one day at a time
Mm,
because I can't you can't live in the future. You can't live in the past. So,
good one.
yeah.
Good one. Good one. Well, I'll tell you, I can definitely see your training coming out, Erin. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah, I'm trying getting back to the, caregiver social work.
Okay. Do you think that the fact, I just want to go back a second, because I hear that a lot of caregivers end up having strokes. Do you feel like because you were giving so much to others, you were lacking on yourself? You were
Oh,
neglecting?
yeah, you kind of neglect yourself. You get so wrapped up in other people's problems or situations that you kind of forget yourself. Um, and then, I think the universe sometimes just hits you over the head and is like, nope, you're going to pay attention to yourself.
Oh. And like you said before, again, I just want to go back a little bit and then how's your energy level? Are you feeling okay? Because
Yeah,
Erin
I'm getting
gets
there.
Erin, you're getting there? Okay. I know that Erin's tiredness, so I want to respect her. So Erin is more than welcome to always come back and do a live. So I'm not going to ask another question. I want to say
Okay.
thank you, and I am so, so, so proud of you. Guys, we are gonna leave it at this. If you have any questions for Erin, you can always reach her on Facebook. Okay, you can ask her any question. She really is radiating positivity right now. I see a new girl, man. So guys, remember to subscribe on YouTube once a week. We have beautiful, great interviews that are helping with life after stroke. If you would like to be a guest, make sure you let me know. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Share with everybody. Let the world know that stroke survivors, that community is here to stay, and we are helping and motivating each other. Okay? That being said, I'm gonna let you go because Erin needs a break, and I think that my dogs need a break too. Mwah! I love you guys, Erin.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.